Ever wondered how they built the amazing Mackinac Bridge? You might know it as Big Mac or Mighty Mac. Well, here's the story of how they built it. For decades, ferries transported people across the 5-mile-wide Straits of Mackinac. But as traffic increased, a fixed link was needed. Proposals for a bridge date back to the late 1800s, but it wasn't until the 1950s that construction began. Chief Engineer David B. Steinman designed a suspension bridge that would withstand the area's fierce winds, ice flows, and strong currents. Completed in 1957, it was the longest suspension bridge in the Western Hemisphere, about 5 miles total, including the approaches with a 3,800-foot main span. The first step was to build 2 enormous steel caissons that would be sunk deep into the bedrock of the straits. These caissons would serve as the foundations for the bridge's towers. Workers toiled in compressed air chambers to excavate underwater. This was extremely dangerous work, but essential to creating a stable base for the bridge. The air chambers were used to keep the workers alive while they worked on the caissons. Once the caissons were complete, they were filled with concrete to create the bridge's foundations. With the foundations in place, it was time to start assembling the towers. This was done piece by piece using cranes and derricks. The massive size of the bridge meant that this process took months to complete. But by the end of 1955, both towers were complete and stood 550 feet above the water. Next, the giant cables were spun. Each cable was made of 42,000 miles of wire and was nearly 25 inches in diameter. To create the cables, a special machine called a cable spinning machine was used. This machine would spin the wires at a high speed, which would create the large cables used in the bridge. The cables were then anchored to the towers and the decking was installed. This was done by hoisting sections of roadway into place and suspending them from the cables by vertical hangers. The construction of the Mackinac Bridge was a massive undertaking that required the best engineers and construction workers of the time. Despite the many challenges they faced, they completed the bridge on time and within budget. Today, the Mackinac Bridge is still one of the world's longest suspension bridges and an iconic symbol of Michigan. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, check out our other videos about iconic bridges. Thanks for watching.